out Corey right there. So
had the position on Corey, but did not necessarily box her out.
Well, she might have gotten for the wrap or the arm wrapped around right there, but Mississippi State going to have another opportunity to try to score.
Brianna, a little traveling action.
Well,
mismatch right there.
If it hadn't been a travel, that was going to be a charge. So she really is probably more thankful for the travel. Just a struggle for the Bulldogs right now, trying to get anything easy, high percentage shots in the paint against this Texas defense.
Sean Higgs, so electric off the bounce. For Texas stops and pops. And it will remain Texas basketball.
LaShawn Higgs is just so quick off that first step. Look how she just creates the space with that kind of Kobe step in, step back move right there.
We're going to see hopefully see a little of you and LaShawn later on in the game, Nell.
Yeah, she showed me a little thing or two today with how she gets open with that quickness. She has such a quick first step, so she's got a variety of moves that she can use and go to find her shot on the floor.
Quite an arsenal. Corey with the foul will leave the ball game and into the game. Is that 15 over there?
Tierra McGowan.
There we go. Freshman, 6'7" from Brenham, Texas.
Vic Schaefer has the bigs to battle teams physically in the paint. They're just a little young right now. He calls them green tomatoes.
Nice penetration to the basket, Brianna Richardson.
Well, Brianna Richardson brings him experience off the bench, good size at 6'1", being able to put the ball on the floor. She's a very versatile player. And she's really been doing some nice things so far. The ball's just not dropping for her.
Very good free throw shooter is Richardson as well, 87% from the charity stripe.
And getting to the free throw line for Mississippi State is very important. It gives them opportunities to score, catch their breath, but also get Texas in a little bit of foul trouble and attacking the defense.
So Breonna Taylor, who was guarding Richardson, takes a seat. McCarty back in the game also with Davenport, Higgs, Lang, and Boyette. The two bigs in for Karen Aston.
This should give Texas an opportunity, work a little high-low with Lang and Boyette both in the game.
Davenport turns a corner, loses the basketball, and here come the Bulldogs.
Texas really has to trust their offense and let it work. Don't try to do too much outside of what you're looking for.
Shot by Dillingham is missed, but they pick it up in a fresh shot clock. So no boxing out by Texas. Richardson right by Lang and almost has it picked off by Higgs.
That's a young play by Tierra McGowan right there, because that was a great pass by Brianna Richardson. Got the ball, drew the defense, got the ball. She's got to catch that ball and get up faster than that. This is a great drive. You can see Mississippi State's game plan. Let's take it right at Kelsey Lang if she's guarding a post on the perimeter. But Tierra McGowan's got to catch that ball and get it up much quicker than that against this tough defense.
McGowan does draw the foul on LaShawn Higgs, who goes to the bench with her second foul. Tasia Foman in the game for Texas now. So a little quickness for quickness.
Well, Tasia Foman is definitely, that's quick on quick right there. She's having a nice year so far. She's coming off the bench, really giving great minutes, made a difference on the floor.
Nice, making a difference. Empress Davenport with the circus shot goes down to give Texas an 8-point lead. Richardson over Boyette. Travel.
She did. She juggled her feet there at the end, but right here, you're going to watch Davenport really drive the basket hard and get it over Tierra McGowan. That's not an easy shot right there, but that was one strong finish.
Davenport with her first bucket of the night. And Boyette coming to the free throw line. Drew the foul, I believe, on Richardson. Yes, Richardson.
Got a little bit over aggressive right there. Just wrapped her arms around Boyette. I'm not quite sure what she was thinking, but that wasn't a hard foul to call for the officials. You know, Boyette will step up and get 2 free throws, and that's one of the new rules this year. When you get to 5 free throws in a quarter, it automatically goes to 2 shots. No more 1-and-1.
Yeah. How much do you think that's going to change the game?
Well, I'm not sure. There's her husband looking on, so I'm sure he'll have a thing or two to say about the missed free throw. We're going to talk to him about some missed tackles. How's that?
Paul Boyette in the house. Quick catch. Quick 3 is not going down for Vivian yet. The pass over to Davenport. And she blows that one, and there's a scrum on the floor, and Mississippi State coming away with it.
Really can't believe the missed free throw right there. But right now, it's getting a little bit sloppy. Just Mississippi State trying to find their rhythm offensively and just can't do it against this Texas defense.
Empress Davenport, again, a foul similar to the one Breonna Taylor got earlier. Had the inside position. What are they not doing right now to finish that play now?
From the last one is wrapping their arms around on the box out. You can't wrap your hands around the person you're boxing out, and I didn't see that. We'd have to go back and look at it, but I'm assuming that's what happened.
Dillingham knocking that one down, the 5'9" junior. Texas standout from Klein High School in Spring, Texas. He's got 4 of Texas players on that squad over there, this Vic Schaefer.
Well, Mississippi State getting themselves to the line, but right now, let's see, they're shooting about 30% from the free throw line, so they've got to start knocking down some of those free throws and cutting into this lead.
The lead is 7. Minute 58 remaining in the first quarter. The kick back to McCarty, inside to Boyette, right to the defense.
Brooke McCarty has some really fast hands defensively, gets a lot of deflections that lead to steals for the most part.
So McGowan with the assist from William cuts this lead now 14-9 Texas.
Texas has somewhat lost their rhythm offensively right now. The pressure by Mississippi State really bothering them.
Rushing and then blocked by William. Some outstanding perimeter defense by the Bulldogs.
They have really upped the tempo Mississippi State has as far as their defense goes, and this is not surprising knowing Vic Schaefer and the emphasis he puts on it. So we're going to see a block right here by the smallest player on the floor. It's a good look out by Brady to pass the ball out, but Morgan Williams, they have her listed at 5'5", Fran, but I think it's 5'1" with her shoes on, but very aggressive, competitive player right there. And you can see why it's very important for her to stay on the floor for Mississippi State.
No question. McCarty with the floater and the roll.
What did Karen Aston say this week at practice?
No, I don't want a whole lot of folks shooting floaters. Brooke, baby, you keep your floater.
That's right. That's right. It's one of the best shots she has. She knows how to get in there and control it, and that's a legitimate shot for a smaller player going in the paint against the trees.
And a bad pick by McGowan. Let's take a look at Brooke McCarty now.
Well, this is a shot that she's got a lot of confidence in. She is not afraid to go in there, but when you've got a nice floater like that, you know, why not? Get in there. You know you've got a shot you can put up against those trees.
Texas back to a 7-point lead. UT has really tried to get the ball inside. Now, that's always an area of focus that you talk about. They've got 9 touches in the paint so far, even though they've been kind of out of sync offensively.
Well, the physicality right now on the block is tough. That was a really strong move by Monty Boyette because Tiara McGowan was giving her all she could right there. Good finish.
14 points now for Texas in the paint.
Rodrigo with the heave at the buzzer. You know, if there were a few more seconds on the clock, we'd see a little bit of strategy going into that last basket as the quarter ends. That's one of the best things about going to the quarters. You got strategy at the end of the quarter. And you got Empress Davenport finishing.
Texas with a 9-point lead here in Austin over number 9 Mississippi State, and a big part of their offense is Vivian Snell, and she's had a hard time tonight.
Well, she has. She's 1 for 7 right now, and this Texas defense doing a great job of not giving her any easy looks. She's having to put the ball on the floor. That hasn't been the biggest part of her game so far in her career at Mississippi State. It's something she's adding to her game, but she likes to stay outside that arc. She likes balls coming to her, maybe some uncontested shots out there, just not getting those looks tonight.
So this is the lowest this MSU team has had this season, 9 points, Nell.
Well, 9 points and 3 of 12 shooting right there. Just, again, no easy looks. And, you know, when Vivian's isn't scoring, that cuts into the confidence of your team, of your young team, because they rely on her so much to take away a lot of the defenses so she can get better, you know, get good looks at the basket.
Vivian's now being guarded by a host of folks, and it's a charge, so it'll be Texas basketball.
Look at Tara Chappell stepped out and set a moving screen right there, and she got called for it.
So as we start the second quarter, Jordan Hosey in the ball game for Imani Boyette. Brady Sanders, who's been out with an injury, also on the floor for Karen Aston.
You know, Jordan Hosey is a player at the 4 spot, a freshman for Texas that really is an important piece of their puzzle this year. Coming in off the bench, giving them quality minutes. She's got tremendous ability. It just needs that experience on the floor.
Double pick for Brooke McCarty with 10 on the shot clock. Brady Sanders drawing a crowd as well. And we're going to go down to a shot clock again as Brady Sanders will not get it up and out. 1 second remaining on the shot clock. For more on the Mississippi State huddle, let's go down to Tyler Denning. So this is going to have to be just a toss and shoot, but then Texas doesn't even get that shot off now.
A little bit of confusion right there on what was called. I think even confusion coming off of the bench a little bit. It sounded like it, but again,
when that happens.
Well, I know. The defense a little tough right there too.
Rodrigo on Vivian's now with the spin. I mean, she's having to work for every single shot on the floor.
Well, and it's not coming from the offense, really. She's having to go create it off the bounce. And that's tough for players if you're not used to doing that primarily to get your points.
Vivian's with the travel, another turnover for Mississippi State. Texas basketball stuck at this 9-point lead. 8:54 remaining in the second quarter. Rodrigo had a shot, passed it over to Jordan Hosey. And there's that defense again for Mississippi State. Look how far their offense is starting as well.
Well, that's just that hard denial, making players really get far outside that 3-point arc.
Richardson, beautiful crossover on Jordan Hosey.
Well, that was a veteran going against a freshman right there and makes them pay.
Teaching the lesson is Richardson. 7-point lead now for Texas. Lena Rodrigo, 2 Bulldogs on defense.
We'll see Brianna Richardson attacking the basket right here off this weave offense. You see her with that nice crossover, and Jordan Hosey just kind of got left standing in her shoes right there. You know, the weave offense, or figure eight, however you want to call that, really, if you run it a while, sometimes the defense will get caught standing, just kind of lull them into not a healthy pattern of defense.
Empress Davenport has her shot blocked by Vivian's, but that's Empress Davenport's game. Six on the shot clock for Texas. it will be Mississippi State basketball. Have they turned up the defense?
Well, it's really a physical defense because right there, it looked like to me there was a lot of holding going on defensively on that inbounds play. But, you know, I don't know. They've got to be consistent. There's no question. But if you're going to let it go on both ends of the floor, then I'm okay with it, you know.
Physical game. Richardson, confident. The box out by Davenport in Texas in transition. Davenport with an ill-advised shot in transition, but Kelsey Lane cleaning it up.
Well, and those are the kind of shots for Texas that will get you out of rhythm offensively. But Texas comes back, makes up for it with a great offensive rebound, and ends up getting the ball inside to Boyette. So it turns out good, but they don't always turn out that way.
Yep.
But Boyette, I think she's pretty happy with herself. Great cut to the basket and the strong finish.
Nice look by Selena Rodrigo. Boyette now with 7 points. Make that 8. Texas now with a 10-point lead with 7.5 minutes remaining. Sarah Haddis in the ball game for Kelsey Lang. So Karen trying to really leverage that inside game, the big she's got with those 3.
Getting players some playing time, some experience in games that really have a lot of pressure in them. And Sarah Haddis has not played in many of those. So this is great experience for her to get some action on the floor in the second quarter.
Sarah Haddis played on the 2012 volleyball team here at the University of Texas and has decided to play basketball, to go straight basketball. Nell, I know you called a lot of her games over as a volleyball player. What do you think about that transition so far?
Well, I'm excited for her. I think that this is a sport that she loves dearly in her heart, and she's got tremendous athletic ability, leaping ability. And as she gets more playing experience, I think she's really going to help this team.
Haddis still trying to do some early work on the block. Didn't get the ball from McCarty, but gets it from Empress Davenport and just rushes it a little bit too much.
See, it's those plays right there for Haddis where the lack of playing for 2 years comes into play. You're just not used to finishing shots with physicality, but that'll come with her, you know, in time.
Karen Aston talking to Haddis, you know, being a little bit more patient, needing you know, that three-headed monster, if you will, with Lang and Boyette, but realizing that there's something there she can get from Haddis.
No question about it. I think Karen does a great job maintaining her composure and talking to her, building up Haddis's confidence.
Haddis with some defense there over Salter, and again they go to her, and she will not get it, but she will get to go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you what, she was running that floor, hand in the air, like, send me that ball, give it to me now. But you know, this is a feature of this Texas team that is a luxury for Karen Aston. You've got post players who are the first players down the floor in transition.
Yeah.
You don't see that all the time. That's not the norm in our game, but these players know how to run the floor, and they get rewarded for it.
In practice last week, Imani deferred to Haddis getting down the floor, and Karen Aston said, what, Imani, what are you doing? Get down the floor. If you can beat her down the floor, get down there.
Look, Imani wants to shoot the three.
That's right.
She's waiting to trail.
So Haddis does not get the free throw. Texas still with a 10-point lead, 6:32 remaining in the half and in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, Fran Harris, Nell Fortner, and yes, we are playing quarters in the women's basketball game. New rules, which we'll continue to talk about tonight and for the rest of the season. Quarter system, the long jumper, and the rebound by McCarty.
You see, Mississippi State is they're not even sending the ball inside. You know, a lot of times you send it inside and make the defense adjust to that. They don't have to shoot it. But right now, they're just being complacent, taking that long outside shot.
Let's take a look at some of the rules, Nell. And we talked about the 4 10-minute periods, but there's some others that causes some issues around the NCAA game.
Well, one that we haven't seen much at all this year is that at the last minute of the game, and you can advance the ball, call a timeout. Don't, if you for rebound or a missed shot, if you don't put the ball on the floor, outlet pass, you can call a timeout and advance it into your front court. So that's a huge one. I can't wait to see that work in a game, but we just haven't come across that one yet.
LaCaris Salter with the bucket. Cuts his lead to 8.
Well, right there, Tierra McGowan gets a little bit over-aggressive with Imani Boyette, gets called for the foul, but we've really seen this all night long, but they're finally blowing their whistle. LaCaris Salter with the jumper right there for Mississippi State. You know, Mississippi State, they've dodged a bullet here because Texas has missed a couple of easy shots.
Yep.
They've missed some free throws, so this lead could have really expanded, but
so the fresh shot clock, Tasia Foman in the ball game. Tries to go down low. Sometimes, Nell, you need to reverse the basketball. You can't get it on in the post on the initial pass.
Imani could have gotten great position, reversed the ball. She could have sealed and pinned McGowan for an easy pass inside.
Tip, but picked up by McCowan. So it was blocked initially, but then the presence of mind and freshman to get it and put it in the hole.
Hey, McCowan she's a work in progress, and Vic Schaefer will tell you that, but she's got a lot of tools to work with. But I like what I'm seeing out of her aggression right now. She's really not holding anything back. She's playing as hard as she can, doing some nice things for Mississippi State.
6'7" freshman. He's got a little time to work with her. She's going to be good.
She is, and she got to Mississippi State, put the work in the weight room this summer. Her body had changed from her high school year, and going to be a nice player in the SEC.
Cardi with a hesitation. 10 on the shot clock for Texas, and some tough defense and last-minute fouling by Morgan Williams. So we talked about that tough defense, and that young lady right there has hit a milestone for Texas. We'll talk a little bit about it when we get back. Texas up 6 at home.
Welcome.
Imani Boyette, senior, can't believe she's a senior, just got into an elite club now, that 1,000 points here at Texas. She's having a terrific game so far as well.
Well, she is. She's earned all 8 of her points tonight, no doubt about it. Running the floor, really a physical game on the block tonight. But she's finishing strong, doing some nice things. I love the diving from the high post and really showing herself. But look at the emotion.
Well,
wow.
There you see it. I mean, is there anything for us to say about that? I mean, really?
No, we were just, other than we took a lot of shots to get those points. How's that?
1798. There was no three-point line. I just want to point that out back there. No three-point line. Paul Boyette Jr., the husband of Imani Boyette. And let's go down to Tyler for more on Imani Boyette.
Well, guys, I talked to Imani about joining that 1,000-point club, which you two are illustrious members of. And she said, yes, it's great and all, and she loves the individual accolades, many of which she's gotten over the offseason. But she said, as well as her senior teammates, that they want to leave with hardware. They want to see some banners hanging in the rafters, Big 12 championships, and that's what they are focused on. The accolades are great, the 1,000 points are great, but they want to take home some hardware and leave a legacy here at the University of Texas.
Well, that's what it's about. I mean, it really is. I mean, individual awards, now we've certainly gotten our share of them, but the stuff that you remember from college, the things you got to do with your team,
right.
The things you accomplished with your team.
No question about that. That is, that's everything. It's all about that one goal, and that's winning that championship together. Battling with your teammate beside you, there's nothing more fun than that.
There's nothing like it. Dillingham almost gets the roll. Rebound by Boyette. And the pitch ahead to Tasia Foman.
Right now, Mississippi State has inserted Jasmine Holmes guarding Tasia Foman right now, with Morgan Williams picking up her second foul. And this is a freshman, Holmes is, but I'm looking forward to seeing her play. I think she's got some good quickness and a good future ahead of her.
Foman passes up a shot to dish it down the lane. And a click over to Brooke McCarty. That will not go, but nice look by Davenport, just a little bit too late.
Well, it really was just a little bit unaware of what that shot clock was doing right there, but doesn't that always happen?
Yep.
I mean, you knock down that three, and it's just a little bit too late.
3:52 remaining in the second quarter. Texas with an 8-point lead over number 9 Mississippi State. pull up. The rebound by Foman and the pitch ahead to McCarty. 2-on-1. Stop and pop. And a big rebound by Vivians.
Again, right now, Mississippi State dodging some bullets for Texas, not taking advantage of opportunities to widen this gap in the lead.
Finally, after some cold shooting, Vivians gets her 4th point.
Mississippi State a little bit smaller on the floor inside. They've gone with Sharice Richardson, a senior, and Brianna Richardson.
Beautiful give and go by Boyette to Lang, and then just rewards the big girl cutting through the lane.
Well, this is just great team basketball. There's no question about it, but this is one area that Amani Boyette has grown in. She likes diving to the basket. She's got a good feel for it, and give Kelsey Lang a lot of credit. She's become a much better passer in her career so far.
Boyette now with 11 points for Texas. Texas now with a 9-point lead. Mississippi State can get in the paint anytime they want, though, on offense now.
Well, they're just hesitant to throw it in there. And, you know, I said it earlier, just get it in there. Make the defense have to make some decisions. They don't have to shoot it, but it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Richardson. And Brooke McCarty didn't grab the ball with 2 hands, was in transition before she got the basketball.
Well, she's already seeing what she wants down on the other end. She just forgot to take the ball with her. Katera Chappell and Sharice Williams, the 2 post players for Mississippi State right now, they really need to work hard inside and ask for the basketball, demand the basketball.
We got 4 out on offense. Vivians Davenport right there. What kind of job do you think Davenport's doing on Vivians right now?
I think she's doing an excellent job, really making her work hard for shots, taking contested shots. So you really can't ask much more out of Empress Davenport's defense.
Vivians has struggled. 4 points we mentioned earlier. And we talked about whether that matchup was going to be, how good that matchup was going to be. And so far, looks like Davenport's been very effective.
Well, and again, when your leading scorer, who you count on for big points, isn't scoring for you, all of a sudden the offense is like, well, where are our points coming from?
So Vivians 2 of 10 from the field.
And those 10 shots weren't easy shots. So they're contested, they're very, very tough shots. So it's been a tough night for her so far.
Tough shot right there over Davenport finally.
But she can heat up real quick. There's no question. She's a scorer. She's a shooter.
And has range in the building.
Yes.
I mean, if she's on the floor, she has a green light and has that kind of range. They're clogging it up for Texas on the post players. 5 seconds on the shot clock again. Boyette will have to take that one, airball that one. And here come the Bulldogs again.
Credit the Mississippi State defense right there, just forcing Texas to take an unwanted shot. But the defense was the reason why.
Long ball. Texas still on the run. Nobody running with McCarty right now.
You know, not a lot of second shot opportunities for either one of these teams. The O-boards have not been real effective. 3 for each team.
Mississippi State calls timeout.
Texas with a 7-point lead here at home. She has had a tough night tonight, Nell, but you said she can really play this game.
Look, this is a great player. Don't get me wrong. She's having a tough night tonight because the defense is really challenging her. She's a second-team All-SEC performer. She's an AP honorable mention All-American last year. She knows how to score the ball. She will score more points tonight. Make no mistake about that. But it's been tough against this Texas defense.
She's got 6 and has never stopped looking at the basket.
No, and she won't stop looking at the basket. She scored over 5,000 points in high school. This kid knows how to score the ball.
And has tremendous range. So goes right by Davenport for the dish.
What a beautiful dish right there, and Chinwe Okorie with the finish.
Karen Aston wants to talk about it. So out of that timeout, Mississippi State looked a little different, a little pep in their step.
Well, again, you've got 2 coaches right here who know how to coach. So Vic Schaefer, you've got to attack this defense. You've got to make that man pressure make a mistake. And right there, Vivian's, what a great pass. Very unselfish player. And then Okorie with the finish right there. And this is, I'm sure, what Vic Schaefer's telling them. You've got to attack. Quick taking these long-range shots. Quick taking these contested 15 to 18-foot shots. You know, attack the basket.
On December 13th, the 6th-ranked Longhorns welcome another tough non-conference opponent into the Irwin Center as they take on perennial power 16th-ranked Stanford. Catch the action on December 13th at noon Central on ESPN and watch ESPN. Davenport's jumper is off, but it does not count. Tasia Foleman's rebound. So tough half of action for Mississippi State. Got better toward the end. Texas kind of cold there going into the halftime.
Yeah, but I like the timeout before to draw up this play to try to get that last second shot. There's a, you know, thought it was a good job by Karen Aston.
And here's Tyler with the coach for Texas, Karen Aston.
Coach, you have a 5-point lead, but do you feel like you maybe left some out there offensively?
Oh, no question. We had a little run where I thought we really could have taken control of the game, and we missed 2 layups. We missed free throws. You know, and then we got a little undisciplined with our defense. You know, they're a really good team, and they're a team that really likes to penetrate. And, you know, we put them on the foul line too much, and we got undisciplined, so we've got to regroup.
Happy with the overall effort on Vivian's, though?
Yeah, tremendous effort. Empress has done a great job, and a few of the other people have relaxed in what their jobs are. So we just got to go back to doing our jobs defensively.
All right, thank you, Coach. Guys.
So Imani Boyette leads all scorers for Texas with 11. Part of the reason it's been the addition of Tina Thompson. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Texas up by 5. Top 10 women's basketball here at the Frank Irwin Center in Austin, Texas. And they haven't been blowing up the nets tonight, Nell. Nobody's shooting really well for either Texas or Mississippi State. But Imani Boyette has had a pretty good afternoon, a pretty good night for Texas.
Well, it's definitely been a defensive struggle. There's no question. They're really putting pressure on each other, both of these teams on shooting the basketball. So right now, both of these offensive teams are trying to figure out where are we going to score points? How are we going to do that? And attacking the paint and scoring in the paint has been good for Texas. Imani Boyette being effective in the paint, running the floor, getting some high percentage shots. Remember, she's a 65% field goal shooter, so she wants to get close to the basket. She's been able to do that, not as much as she likes to and normally does, because Mississippi State's defense is tough on the interior. And Victoria Vivians from Mississippi State, she's a perimeter player. She's being forced to take some very tough shots against this Texas defense. Hard for her to catch the ball, trying to create her shots off the dribble. It has not been easy for Vivians at all tonight. She only has 6 points on 3 of 11 shooting, and it's just been a difficult night. She's going to really have to show a little bit of maturity in this second half, finding her opportunities to score.
And you see the frustration on her face with those numbers. No comparison really in terms of productivity for those 2 players, though.
Well, no, Imani Boyette, the senior, a strong leader for this Texas team, really showing her veteran presence on the perimeter. But again, Vivians, she knows how to score the ball. Do not go to sleep on her. Texas is going to have to come out just as tough in this second half to guard her.
So we will continue with the second half on this beautiful night in Austin. Come on back.
Texas
up by 5 over number 9 Mississippi State. Let's have a listen to Coach Aston in the locker room.
Reaching and grabbing, lack of discipline. All you have to do is gather and slap the glass. Okay. All you have to do, you're doing it all at one time.
Okay.
Just gather. I mean, there's nothing. You did all your work. Okay. Gather and then go up and slap the glass.
Okay. So the locker room has a new look, Nell. It actually looks like it's on the floor now. Magic of television right there.
Like the game. You know, I thought that was great advice by Karen talking to Sarah Haddis, because Sarah missed 2 layups and then she missed the 2 free throws after she got fouled. So there was a period of time there where Texas could have extended the lead, but you got to let players grow up a little bit.
Let's go down to Tyler, who's with Mississippi State coach Vic Schaefer.
Coach, 32% from the field, 0 for 10 from 3. Were you happy with the shot selection?
You know, it's been okay. I love how we're competing defensively. I mean, I couldn't be prouder of my young kids especially. Offensively, we set the game back 30 years, so we're going to have to do something better on offense, but really proud how hard we competed defensively.
You told me this would be a great test. What do you need to see in the second for them to get a passing grade?
Hey, we just need to keep fighting. I love the fight in this group. We've really not played well. We're down 5.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time, guys.
Walking sound bite right there, Nell, but there are a lot of comparisons between these two coaches.
Well, no question. It looks the same all the way through their first 4 seasons. They both have win streaks going right now. So right now, and these two coaches, again, they coach extremely well. They're defensive-minded. They know how to get teams prepared and ready to go against tough competition. And this is going to be a dogfight. This game is it's going to go down to the wire.
Well, the 26-21 score at halftime was the lowest for both of these teams in a half.
Well, the 2 for 11 shooting for Texas in the second quarter, that's, you know, that says a lot for Mississippi State's defense. And like Vic Schaefer just said, he's proud of how hard his kids are competing. Texas has to go back to the drawing board and figure out, hey, we've got to have smoother offense against this pressure, because they're going to see pressure all year long, and so is Mississippi State. So both of these teams getting a good opportunity to really work on some offense.
Both of these teams looking to stay undefeated. Let's listen to Coach Karen Aston a moment ago in the locker room.
After all the discussion with the coaches, the simplest thing that was said is that if you'll follow the game plan, you'll win. And if you decide to do your own thing, you're going to lose. It's that simple. We have told you exactly what this team was going to do, and they have not varied 1 second from it, except they haven't pressed us.
You know, that is interesting. You know, Mississippi State normally is a pressing 40-minute team in that man defense, and they haven't done that yet. But Texas has the guards that can easily break a man press. So that's probably going to save a little bit of energy on Mississippi State's part.
Second half underway. And the little hand check by Dillingham.
You know,
gets the foul call.
That's her second foul. Dominique Dillingham, a very important piece of this Mississippi State team. She's experienced. She knows how to play both ends of the floor. But you can't touch a player twice. Hot stove, 1 touch, and that's it.
That is also a part of the new rules. Look how Chinwe Okori's playing Boyette down low, Nell.
Well, just being physical, you know, not displacing her, but being physical with her, not letting Amani go where she wants to go.
Boyette going to the hole.
How about the left-hand finish right there by
Not
Amani?
bad.
You know, and that's the only way she could have finished that shot was with her left hand.
13 now for Boyette. Nice jumper by Chappell.
Katera Chappell, one of the experienced post players that needs to come big in the second half. She needs to be able to put some points on the board. And how about Boyette showing us this verse? Look at her faced up, a little swing through move and finishes with the left. Fran, that is nice basketball right there. That's 6'7" coming at you down the paint.
Boyette also ran the floor, got the ball from Rodrigo, goes to the free throw line, not knocking down the free throws, though, for Texas.
You know, this is a player that's got a really big future ahead of her, because her best basketball has not been played yet. But she's showing us, she's already shown us a better game this year, more consistent game this year.
No question, and actually was healthy to go through preseason now. This is the first time we've really seen Boyette start the season with the rest of the team.
Well, I think she's feeling pretty good about herself.
Yeah.
But a lot of reason is because she's had that longer period of time to work on her game.
One of the things that Karen Aston did this summer that was different, not a whole bunch of 6 a.m. She changed it up. She says, we're going to get more time in the gym, less time on the track, less time in the weight room, and see if these kids will get in there and work on their skills in their basketball game.
Well, I think the players respect that and appreciate the ability. Hey, we've got some free time. We can be college kids. We can have some fun in the summertime as long as we still work on our game on our own. And they did that.
.17 on the shot clock for Texas. I love this matchup between Davenport, both ways, between Davenport and Vivians.
Yeah, they're definitely getting after each other right here. And Empress, a very competitive kid, along with Vivians. They both are competing really hard.
Davenport goes down low to Boyette. Now Boyette, the last foul by Okori sends her to the bench. McCowan now in the game guarding Boyette. Draws that foul.
She just picked up her third foul right now, so he's going to have to play in and out with these two post players the rest of this game.
Now William on Rodrigo, got the quickness factor there. Pass over to Boyette is not going to get there, and here come the Bulldogs. Wide open is Vivians.
And you're not going to see her miss too many of those shots because that's what she likes to really look for primarily. But Texas is going to have to do a better job in their transition defense.
So in transition was Brooke McCarty with the pull-up jumper. Out of bounds on Mississippi State. Texas basketball. 7:55 remaining in the third quarter. Texas with a 6-point lead. And the anticipation and the defense in the passing lanes by the Bulldogs, very impressive.
You know, this is, the fans or anybody watching on TV is probably wondering, why is Texas struggling? Why? But it's not that Texas is struggling. They're just having to
play against a
really good defensive team. And you've got to be sharp. You've got to be setting good screens, on-ball screens, off-ball screens, and really executing your offense. And Coach Aston referred to that. You've got to stay within your game plan. Do things that we've been asking you to do, and it'll work.
Every little detail against a great defensive team, every little detail, meeting the ball.
Right.
Calling for the ball. Matters against this team. This may be the toughest defensive team, man-to-man defensive team that I've seen this season, even with the teams I've watched on television.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think so too. And this is, but again, it's what we expected coming from Vic Schaefer. So we're seeing exactly what we thought we would.
Rodrigo had the open jumper, decides to take it in, and has it blocked. That's a nice move. Coast to coast by Vivians, and draws the foul.
Well, this is your top 10, the AP poll right here. So you see number 9 Mississippi State taking on number 6 Texas Longhorns. So our first top 10 matchup of the year. Not Texas's though. They played beat Tennessee in Knoxville on Sunday. So this is back-to-back big-time games for the Longhorns. Talk about big time. We just saw a big time move by Victoria Vivians. The crossover,
Seriously.
You know, she gets fouled on the shot, but what a beautiful open court move by Vivians.
And what I loved about it is that you go until they stop you. That was just a clinic. You go until the defense stops you. See the hops on William?
Well, okay, we've seen her block a shot on the perimeter. Now we just saw her pick a ball out of the air right there. Again, she's about 5'1". Now she's going to tell us she's 5'5". But she is a heck of a defensive player. Great little leader on the floor.
Wearing the mask from earlier, got in a scuffle earlier in the season. Just a collision, and they think she'll be wearing the mask until January, right around conference. But a true competitor is Mo Williams. Beautiful rebound.
And Sharice Williams right there, the only senior on this Mississippi State team, really doing some damage on the offensive boards.
Empress Davenport continues to chop wood for Texas and to draw those fouls.
Well, you've got to be able to get second chance opportunities. And Mississippi State does a great job right there. Sharice Williams getting position for the O board and gets the putback. You know, when you're going against tough defenses, you've got to have the second chance opportunities. You've got to create those types of plays. Get yourself to the free throw line right here. So both teams need to do a better job at the free throw line.
Davenport gets the second one. Texas's lead extended to 4.
Mississippi State's gone away from the offense they were running in the first half. We saw a lot of that weave and the figure 8. Trying to do a few different things in the second half.
Empress Davenport now anchoring the offense for Karen Aston. The stop and pop. And then the rebound by Boyette. Just want to say timber when she falls. That's a long way down.
It really is. I mean, 6'7", that's a lot different than Britt McCarty falling to the floor. But I like her aggressiveness to go get the offensive board. She can't just be standing around. You've got to position yourself and move and go attack the ball. But right now, Texas shooting 57% at the free throw line. You see this graphic right here. Imani Boyette, 5 of 7, and the rest of her teammates, 6 for 21. So it's been a struggle for the Longhorns finding shots within their offense.
31-26.
You know, I think Karen Aston would take a good look at this point. You know, she's always saying, take the great look. I'm not sure there is going to be a great look offensively
Tough
tonight.
to come by. The pull up by Morgan William, but also the clear out by William will get that foul.
Well, and that gets her third foul right there. But you see, watch the elbow go out into the chest right there, and you can't do that. That's a big no-no. Good defense by Brooke McCarty.
Sean Higgs in the ball game for Karen Aston. Again, the penetration to the basket is at least giving Texas a decent look at the basket.
Well, what was good about that was LaShawn Higgs is so fast. The defense was setting up for a on-ball screen by Imani, and there she goes the other direction. She does a great job getting the ball out in front of her, past the defender, so she can chase it to the basket. She is so fast.
So Higgs dishonors the screen, but the woes continue at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's been an area that Texas has just struggled with really the last few years, and it's, you don't want to talk about it a lot. If you're a coach, you kind of want to ignore it,
yeah.
But
make it more conspicuous.
You've got to be able to get to that line and knock them down. These are missed opportunities.
Go down to Tyler for more on the free throw shooting.
Well, now going back to what you just mentioned, the Longhorns 16 of 27 versus Tennessee from the free throw line, although they didn't hit the timely runs. And a Longhorn legend, Coach Jody Conrad, came through with a little bit of advice, recommended to Coach Aston to not say anything to the team. And like you just said, to not get into their heads too much. The team, as I mentioned in that game, did hit them when they mattered. But right now, 10 of 18 in what is a 6-point game, something to watch moving forward.
No question about that. You don't get that many opportunities against a great defensive team. The first step of LaShawn Higgs is so quick. Davenport.
Great job by Texas keeping the ball alive right there. You don't always have to rebound an offensive rebound. Tip it out to your teammates, and that's what Texas just did.
Tries to go inside to Kelsey Lane, but right there in the passing lane is where the pass is being made.
Well, we're seeing some bad decisions right now offensively for Texas. And then too easy of a shot for Vivians. If she gets within about 8 feet, she's excellent off the glass.
Vivians now with 9 on the night, and to me starting to feel like she's heating up a little bit on offense.
Well, you know it's going to happen. She takes enough shots to really find her rhythm. And if she gets in that rhythm, it'll be a tough night.
So Texas with a 4-point lead here, but the sophomore Mississippi State taking it to the hole and giving them a little bit something to watch.
You know, we've talked about just getting better every day. I think if that's your goal, the rest will take care of itself.
My goal for the team this season is we are young, but everybody come out there and play good, be strong, and do not be scared of anyone.
I want to do better than what we did last year. I mean, we're being ranked high, like 3rd in the SEC right now.
We're still a very young basketball team, so I think for us, we're just trying to focus day to day on getting better.
Very impressive. They are 5-0 this year, number 9 in the nation, Nell, in both polls. And what a terrific season they had last year.
Well, it was a history-making season for this program, and number 9 right there is their highest ranking in the history of their program. So what Vic Schaefer's done and his staff, they went into Starkville, they've rebuilt a program and really brought the community together, because they're averaging, I mean, they're getting 6,000 to 7,000 people at their games. That's never happened in Starkville before. So right now they're excited about women's basketball, and you gotta give Vic Schaefer and his staff all the credit.
Big props there. The game summary, as you saw, you know, both teams struggling offensively, but both teams playing really good defense. But this is a low-scoring 32-28. That's pretty low.
Well, no question about it, and it's been all about the defense tonight, because no three-point shots have been made. Really very few uncontested shots in this game. I mean, the game right now, the difference is coming at the free throw line. Texas not shooting a great percentage, but just having hit more free throws than Mississippi State has at this point.
Go down to Tyler for more on what he heard in the Texas huddle.
Well, guys, Coach Aston's message, offensively, they need to slow down. She said they're taking horrible shots. They need to make the extra pass, and the lob to the post is not there. Coach Aston very unhappy with the shot selection in that last huddle.
Well, you got to think that's part of their Mississippi State's game plan, Nell, was to not allow Texas to get anything going on the block.
Well, you're exactly right. They've done a great job with their help defense. You know, you might still be playing one-on-one with your post, but you've got great help back there, deterring passes coming in there. So again, they've got to feel good about their defense. Both of these teams have to find some kind of offensive rhythm against this tough defense.
Well, Morgan Williams just threw a pass to her coach on the sideline. Great pass. He just wasn't wearing a uniform. 4 minutes on the clock. Face up by Boyette, and the block by Williams.
Well, Sharice Williams, she doesn't play a huge amount of minutes for Mississippi State, but her experience as the lone senior on this team is really coming through tonight.
Boyette turnaround jumper. Nice.
Well, that's a beautiful shot for Imani Boyette, and it's very hard to contest or block at 6'7".
Boyette with 17 points for Karen Aston, and the turnover gives it back to Texas. Let's take a look at Imani doing some work down low.
Well, she's been very active down there, really posting, working hard, calling for the ball. But what a simple shot that turns out to be. You know, don't make it hard. Just catch and shoot almost. You're 6'7", take advantage of every bit of that.
There was a point in the season, this young season, where every possession with Boyette, she was putting the ball on the floor. Now, why do big players love to put the ball on the floor sometimes?
It's a comfort zone. It's like comfort food. It makes you feel good. You know, you slam it on the floor, it feels good.
There's another big girl, Nneka Enimpali, on Karen Aston's team last year, graduated. Welcome to the real world, Nneka Enimpali.
She's drawing a paycheck now.
That's right. Was drafted by the Seattle Storm, so we'll see what happens with that in the WNBA. Right now is rehabbing that knee injury she sustained against Baylor last season.
Well, right now, Imani Boyette is Texas's offense. She is such a presence inside, really working hard, calling for the ball, drawing foul. She's either scoring or drawing fouls. So that ball needs to go inside every time down the floor for Texas, whether she shoots it or not.
Go through the posts.
Well, if you're going to stand behind Boyette, like Mississippi State was that last time, she's got to touch the ball. If you're going to stand behind her, you're going to pay for that. And in the first half, we saw Mississippi State doing a good job fronting, really moving around Boyette, making her work extremely hard for the ball. But
19 points for Imani Boyette, Texas, pulling away a little bit here in the third against Mississippi State.
This is where Mississippi State's got to show some composure and not force up bad shots. You can feel the game getting away from you a little bit, and it tends to make you have that itchy finger.
McCarty with 3 for Texas. Karen Aston looks like she's going to leave her in the game. Chapel crosses, laying up, and forces a bad shot, and then Mississippi State almost comes away with the Texas basketball.
Just the size and the athleticism, lateral movement of this Texas defense right now, just creating all kinds of problems for Mississippi State.
So LaShawn Higgs in the ball game, now running the point for Texas, can get by most folks, does with that left hand. That is nitro quick.
She's just so fast. We're just not going to see many players with the ball in their hand as fast as LaShawn Higgs. And this is a freshman. We haven't seen near the best of LaShawn Higgs. But she knows how to turn it on and score points in bundles.
LaShawn Higgs, the adopted daughter of assistant coach George Washington. That's tough defense. That's an even tougher shot by Dillingham.
It was a tough shot. It wasn't the prettiest of shots, but it doesn't matter. It went in. So we're going to see LaShawn Higgs put the ball on the floor. And look at her, a little bit between the legs. Let me just set this thing up with my left hand. Look how fast she gets there. Help side was there, but that was a good, strong finish.
Morgan Williams takes it away from Boyette. A 1-on-3, and can't get that one to go down, and here comes Texas with a 3-on-2 opportunity. Make that a 4-on-2 opportunity. Breonna Taylor with the bucket for Texas.
You know, Brooke McCarty played 38 minutes in the Tennessee game, and you know why. She makes this team run, and she makes them do good things. So you can see why she's on the floor as much as she is.
Brooke McCarty, the sophomore from the Houston area, doing battle now with Morgan Williams.
Just so much more confident this season. Really has a much better feel for what Karen Aston wants out of her. And she's delivering on the floor.
So LaShawn Higgs, we haven't seen a whole lot of her tonight. Gets by, blows by to lift Texas to an 11-point lead.
I'm here with Texas freshman LaShawn Higgs. She's going to show us how she uses her quickness to get past the defense and score, or maybe create better shots for her own teammates. So here we go. LaShawn, when the defense is tight on you right here, what are you going to do to get past them and get yourself to the basket?
So basically, when they come and commit and come up tight on me, I try and create space, so I jab off of them, and once they commit and come back, I make sure that their feet are like at a certain position, and then I wrap my leg around it, go straight.
Nice. One of the quickest players in college basketball today.
Yeah. Welcome.
And look at this, Fran. Is she not making the same move? I mean, she is so quick. And what I like about her, you can tell she's drilled this. She knows to put the ball out in front of her and go get the ball. Get it as close to the basket as you can, around your defender, and finish. And she finishes.
Yes. She's a finisher.
Yeah.
That is she is a finisher. I don't think Tennessee was prepared for her to shoot as many threes as she shot on Sunday. Well, she was feeling it.
And what it did was, now that Tennessee's trying to figure out, well, what do we do? Do we play her for the three? Do we play her for her quickness?
Drives, yep. Here's some quickness with Morgan Williams. Sarah Haddis in the game for Imani Boyette, for Breonna Taylor.
Very hard for Mississippi State to turn corners and try to get into this paint, into the teeth of the Texas defense right now.
Nice move. I like Richardson's game, Nell.
I do too. I think she's done some nice things tonight, and you see every time she gets this one-on-one with Kelsey Lang, she takes her to the hole and gets herself to the free throw line. The problem's been they haven't been able to knock down the free throws.
Richardson knocks that one down. Go down to Tyler for more on the Bulldogs.
Well, Coach Schaefer challenged the mentality of his team in that last timeout. He said, go to the hole. You guys are playing scared. You're tiptoeing through the lane, and you're not setting screens. Now, everything you were just talking about, obviously getting a response there with the drive and the and one.
Well, you've got to attack pressure defense. There's no question about that. An opportunity for Mississippi State to really use some clock right here before the end of this third quarter. But again, what do? Attacking Kelsey Lang on the perimeter, making her play perimeter defense, which is not her forte. So Richardson taking advantage of that offensive ability to get to the glass. And you know, really, Kelsey has got pretty good position right there. You just can't have the lean in at the end of the play.
One shot straight in.
But you see what's happening right here. Good job by Karen Aston pulling Boyette so she gets some extra rest, because these 2 minutes and 45-second time in between the quarters gives Boyette extra time to catch her breath and come back in for this fourth quarter.
It's kind of like what Phil Jackson used to do with Michael Jordan.
Right, right.
Absolutely. Get him on the bench, sit at the beginning of the fourth, and he's well rested to come in and demolish people.
Well, there's so much now that college women's coaches can learn from the NBA and the WNBA because they've been playing quarters for so long that you got to look at those rotation patterns. It becomes very important.
Shot. Sarah Haddis's jumper did not go down. Mississippi State trying to get some activity going here as Vivian stakes it to the hole. They still trail by 8. Boyette back in action when we return. The Texas men's hoops team returns to action on LHN Friday as they host Samford at the Drum. Action begins at 8 Central on Longhorn Network and watch ESPN. But last night, did you see this dunk, Nell Fortner?
I did, and it is awesome. This is one of the best dunks I've ever seen. I mean, it led Sports Center last night. I mean, what more could you want as a college player to lead Sports Center? But what an athletic move, what a tremendous move. I want to see LaShawn Higgs do that one day.
Well,
I feel like she can do it.
She can jump and touch the rim flat-footed, so it's a possibility.
Right.
Curran Roach Jr., that was a critical time in the game. Texas was struggling offensively, just came down and just flushed it.
Yeah, he said, so what? I'm going after this one.
So Texas 24 points in the paint. Vivian has started to heat up a little bit now, still not shooting well, but she's starting to get a different quality of look right now for Mississippi State.
Well, right now, 9 points from Victoria Vivians. Mississippi State's not going to win a lot of ball games with her not getting into double figures.
Nice block by Boyette. Back in the game for Texas. Nice help defense there by Mississippi State. One-on-one coverage, the turnaround by Boyette. Nice move.
Really a nice move. I was afraid she might get 3 seconds because she was in there a little while, but
Boyette likes to think about things a lot, Nell.
She thought about that one, but it was a nice offensive play.
Biggs. Nobody on the floor for that one, and it will be Mississippi State basketball, but let's go down with Tyler for more on Texas's huddle.
Well, Coach Aston, in that last huddle, she said, we're just missing simple plays. She reiterated, stop trying to force the lob into the post, work the ball around the perimeter and find the entry pass, or drive, or work that high post shot like they got from Sarah Hattis to close out the third.
Thanks, Tyler.
Well, you see a little bit of the frustration probably on both of these coaches, how to attack this defense. It's not easy. You've got to really be able to execute well and pick and choose your opportunities.
That was a good opportunity there by Morgan Williams. We don't see her do that a lot, Nell. She's a playmaker, but she can really get by anybody who's guarding her.
Well, she can. She's more has the tendency to set up her teammates and assist. But right now, getting to the free throw line, I think is vastly important for Mississippi State because they're only shooting 31%. They've got to find their points somewhere, and the free throw line's a good place to get them.
Williams misses that one. She's got 2 points in the ball game. Her team trailing still by 8 in the fourth quarter. Those are some woeful free throw numbers.
Well, it is 7 for 15 for Mississippi State right now and 13 for 22 for Texas. So neither team burning it up at the free throw line.
Williams misses both of them. Texas basketball.
Well, you know, and as a coach, you feel so helpless over there because you're like, okay, we got to the line, you want that, but yet you can't get anything out of it. Here comes that full court man pressure by Mississippi State. And you see what happens. It's not that the press turned the ball over, but it makes you make some poor decisions. And that ball really just thrown out of bounds by LaShawn Higgs.
I think LaShawn Higgs really understands the possession game, Nell, and sometimes that's difficult for freshmen.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the hardest things for them to understand is how important each possession is.
So Higgs' turnover leads to a good take to the hole by Vivians, but there's Breonna Taylor there with that defense again.
We see the elbow. The elbow went out and by Vivians, and that to me is a little bit of a frustration foul for Vivian. She's just had a tough night offensively and just got overcome a little bit by the tough defense.
Vivians has 3 fouls and only 9 points. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back with more Texas women's basketball in a moment. Texas up by 8 over Mississippi State. Neither team really heating up the nets tonight, but it's been a tough night for the All-American candidate from Mississippi State.
It has been. Victoria Vivians just can't find any open air. Right here, Breonna Taylor does a great job drawing the charge, and Vivians is walking off the floor. She's like, what? She's looking down there going, I don't want that girl guarding me anymore. But it's just been a long night for Vivians, and she has to take that as a challenge. She's got to be able to find ways to score the ball.
The offense tonight, Nell, they've been great. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. 93 points. They're averaging 90-plus points, but tonight it's been tough.
Well, it has been. You know, the competition earlier for them, their first 5 games, really not very competitive games. Tonight, an extremely competitive game. So right now, Mississippi State learning a lot about who they are, what they have to do to get better. And let's face it, defense always is better than offense early in the season. And right now, Mississippi State's finding that out.
Let's go down to Tyler for more.
Well, Coach Schaefer spending the first 10 seconds of that huddle just in silence. He was befuddled, finally looked at his team and he said, you got to make free throws. You're doing a good job earning them, but you have to make them pay. I mentioned in the top of the show, this team top 10 in 10 categories across the NCAA. They shoot 79.8% from the stripe heading into this. That was 7th in the NCAA, 7 of 16 tonight thus far.
Well, a tougher team when you're going up against a tougher defense, the bigger size, speed, and quickness. It can shut down a lot of your offense, and it has tonight.
A rare fast break opportunity for Mississippi State. Wide open was Breonna Richardson.
Well, the frustration beginning to show on Mississippi State, and that's where they've got to really grow up and stop showing that kind of frustration. You know, you don't have to force the ball. You can set up an offensive play, but right now, there's nothing coming easy. But you see how young this Mississippi State team is. I mean, Vivian's is just a sophomore. You've got 3 freshmen, 6 juniors, and 1 senior. So not a lot of playing experience on the floor.
So the shot, the 3 by Breonna Taylor, widening the gap for this lead for Texas.
There's that tremendous versatility by Breonna Taylor. She's at the 3 right now. She started at the 4 tonight. She can shoot the 3, post you up. I mean, this is a player who's really excelling early in this season right now and earning her playing time.
So the stroke by Breonna Taylor, but also the foul by Breonna Taylor on the other end. And Karen Aston not happy about that. She'll take a seat. That is Breonna Taylor, the junior that broke into the starting lineup at Rice and has been giving Karen Aston some nice minutes. Tasia Foman in the game for Taylor. Davenport, McCarty, Boyette, and Lang on the floor. 7:15 remaining in the ball game.
A little bit too aggressive by Tierra McGowan right there, but I tell you, McGowan is really playing hard tonight. You can't fault her for some of these fouls because she's working hard, but as a freshman has to learn a little bit better positioning defensively on the block.
McCowan will leave the game. Chinwe Okori will come into the game. McCowan with 4 fouls. And some mix-up down here. Tasia Foman pushes off. And Scott Yarbrough didn't like that official call that one.
Well, he saw it right away and made the call, but a little bit too aggressive by Tasia.
11-point lead for Texas. And another charge by Morgan Williams. It's been a game of cat and mouse between those two all night.
It really has, and it was great defensive positioning by Brooke McCarty, but you can't lower the shoulder. As an offensive player, you see her drop the shoulder right there, right into Brooke McCarty, so it's a good call. And just a little bit of frustration on Morgan Williams, just trying to, I need to score.
Trying to assert herself. That's the 4th charge tonight. Kelsey Lang on the wing for Texas. Tries to dish it down low to her partner. No call. And the rebound by the Bulldogs. You got to stop this ball before she gets too deep.
Just great job by Texas defense right there, stopping Victoria Vivian from any kind of penetration to the basket and having to kick it back out.
10 on the shot clock. Vivian's not in the play. And she will launch that. That is her range. Knocks it down. 30 feet.
Well, that is her range.
Yep.
You were not kidding when you said that. She has tremendous range. Shot clock's going down. That's a big shot right there. Could really give Mississippi State a shot in the arm right here.
Texas' lead putt as Davenport takes Vivian's to the hole.
We'll see Vivian's right here. Again, the shot clock was going down. She had to launch it, and she does. That is an NBA 3 right there, people. That is way out there, and that is well within her range.
Wow. I mean, you, as a defender, Nell, you're thinking, come on, I mean, even though we scouted, you're thinking, even though we've scouted this player, is she really going to shoot a 30-footer?
Well, yeah, that one will. That one will, but she's having to go out of the game right now. She just picked up her 4th foul, which is unfortunate for them because she might have just really been heating up at that point.
Yes. So the inbound magic by Texas, Tasia Foman with her first bucket.
I'm gonna tell you what, every team in the country runs that play. It's a pick the picker. But if you run it right, you're gonna score on it at least one time a night. No matter if it's been scouted or not, you're gonna score on that play.
The reach in on Richardson. Let's take a look at the inbounds play again.
So it comes out of a box set a little bit, and she gets it's a pick the picker, and she gets that weak side wide open under the basket, and no help defense right there. So really, that's a breakdown on the defense. You should never get a layup on an inbounds play, but good execution by the Texas Longhorns.
Blair Schaefer in the ball game for Mississippi State. That is the coach's daughter. And Blair is a 5'7" sophomore.
And she can shoot the three ball, so Texas has to be aware of where she is.
So Texas also, Mississippi State almost scored on a similar play.
Very similar play right there. But you see Brooke McCarty has her head in the basket as the defender of the inbounder. So was able to get a hand on that inbounds pass.
8-point lead for Texas, 5:25 remaining in the fourth quarter versus the Mississippi State Bulldogs. So plenty of time on the shot clock. Mississippi State throws it right out of bounds, and here comes Texas. McCarty wisely brings it out. Texas with 19 on the shot clock. And Brooke McCarty with a finger roll.
Really nice job of ball handling by Brooke McCarty right there to get past her defender.
Blair Schaefer will knock that down, and Big Schaefer wants a timeout.
Well, Brooke McCarty really doing a good job on this play right here. She backed the ball back out, but look at the little ball handling. And, you know, if you're a young player, Brooke McCarty's probably been working on this little in and out little move since she was like 6 years old. And they come in real handy when you're trying to score one-on-one. And Blair Schaefer running the baseline for the three. You've got to know where she is if you're Texas, because this is what she does. She shoots the three ball. We've got to be ready to defend that.
That is a tough shot for Schaefer. Now you're a player. You're sitting over there most of the game on the bench. Coach calls your number, and you got to get in. Your team's behind. You got to get in there and make a big shot.
Look, this is a coach's kid right there. She's been hearing and watching this her whole life. These are the kind of shots she lives for.
So the 9-point lead, 4:30 remaining in the ball game. And now Mississippi State going to a 2-3 zone on Texas. The long-range jumper by Empress Davenport goes down.
I tell you, that could be a dagger right there for Mississippi State, because they probably don't figure Empress Davenport to be the one that knocked down a three. So going to a zone, letting her have the ball in the deep corner, not a bad defensive play.
Morgan Williams gets away from her defender and knocks that one down. The lead is 10 for Texas.
You know, working the shot clock, really using some time on this game clock right now for Texas isn't a bad idea. Mississippi State make some mistakes in this defense, but you can't be turning the ball over.
A little bit more patience for Texas. The turnover by Boyette. And another opportunity for Mississippi State.
Well, right now, it's just a time and score situation. You want to use clock. You don't want to turn it over and give Mississippi State extra possessions.
Kelsey Lang trying a little perimeter defense. It will be Mississippi State basketball as Breonna Taylor prepares to come into the game for Texas.
Well, it's really great hustle by Kelsey Lang right here. But, you know, Breonna Richardson has been bringing her out of the paint all night long. Very aggressive in trying to deny that pass at the high post, but picks up the foul. Look, 6'5" is not used to getting out there and having to play that perimeter defense. Kelsey's probably going, man, it's hard out here.
A little bit more respect for your perimeter players and teammates. So Breonna Taylor in the game for Kelsey Lang. Lead cut to 8. And Mississippi State just hanging around, Nell.
Well, they are, and this is an 8-point lead is very, you can make that up. So this game is far from over.
9 on the shot clock. This is about to be a tough shot for Texas. Very nice defense by Mississippi State.
Well, it really was. They're not allowing that ball to go inside. You see a Corey really working hard on Boyette, just going around, fronting her, getting around her, changing her defensive position, keeping the ball out of the block.
Nice block by Boyette. You know, there's a foul situation. You would think Texas would go inside. The Corey's got 4.
Right.
The Cowan's got 4.
But give Mississippi State the credit. They're not letting the ball get in there as easy as they had at some point during this night.
Not at all. It's a nice move by Boyette.
Well, right there, if the defense is playing behind Boyette, give her the ball. You got to at least get it in there and put the pressure on the defense right there.
And that will be Okori's 5th personal. The face up by Boyette. Nice move.
It really is. She's done a really nice job tonight putting the ball on the floor, and I wouldn't say that's her #1 move, or you don't really want to see the ball go on the floor that much from the perimeter from Boyette, but she's done a nice job handling it tonight. And Okori to the bench with 5 fouls for Mississippi State. Really, again, a work in progress for Vic Schaefer, but when she gets it all together, that's a big physical presence inside.
One 24 Boyette now. It's Texas with the 10-point lead, 53-43.
You know, the thing we're seeing also from Amani is just the ability to stay in the game and play big minutes. I mean, her 20 points, she could end up with a double-double. She's 2 rebounds away.
That's just getting hungry right there. That's just being greedy on the block right there. You're going to make a statement.
I'm going to tell you, I like that aggression by her. Look, don't come in here. This is my house. I mean, sometimes you have to make that kind of statement, and she did right there. So pick up that foul being aggressive, not one of those touch cheap fouls.
And you're right. She looked over at Karen and said, I'm good. I'm all right. Like, I was making a statement right there.
Well, I mean, she comes over there. That's her help. If she gets over there, that's why the perimeter players can be so aggressive on the perimeter, because you've got Boyette back there blocking shots and really holding down the fort.
And here's what we know. If you've got a player back there blocking a shot, Nell, you think about driving it in there. You think twice about going in there.
Absolutely. You're like, well, wait, it looks open right now, but it's not when I get in there.
Rodrigo steps out of bounds. This 8-point lead by Texas in danger now as Mississippi State now with another opportunity. Now here's something interesting, Nell. Vivians has 4 fouls.
Well, but you've got to put her back in the game right now, and if you're Texas, you better be all over her, because she's going to be the one that's looking to take shots.
She's wide open again. The air ball, but a good rebound by Richardson, and a nice cut to the basket by Vivians.
She's just really struggled tonight finding any kind of offensive rhythm.
Wow, yeah, this is a tough night. Ball goes right out of bounds.
You know, going hard to the basket, but just can't find a way around this Texas defense.
So 1:30 remaining. Texas with an 8-point lead over #9 Mississippi State. And the Bulldogs are not going away easily. The little baby hook by Boyette, and then the nice hustle by Boyette. McCarty is going to be signaled for a charge.
This is what is really fun to watch about Amani Boyette. Her game has changed in the sense that she's so much more aggressive on every play. Look at the hustle right here. I thought it was a great offensive move, but look at her following the ball, pursuing the basketball until the end of the play. And this is a big change in her game from last year.
No question about that. area of Brooke McCarty's game that will probably need to develop is valuing that possession back there, Nell, for when Imani saved the basketball. You got less than a minute, or a little over a minute.
Right.
You value that.
Right. Get the ball back out. It's a new shot clock. Get the ball back out and use that clock. Those are areas that you can improve on quickly.
Yes. So McCarty's learning in her sophomore year for Karen Aston how to run a team. And McCowan just fouled out. And looks like a moving screen as Sharice Williams will come in as the substitute for Mississippi State. Just under a minute remaining. Texas still holding on to an 8-point lead. And this is not a Mississippi State team that you want to take for granted defensively.
There's so much to learn from this game if you're Mississippi State. You know, you competed hard. There's no question about it. But you've got to be able to maintain your confidence, maintain your composure when things aren't going well. And you've got to knock down free throws, especially on the road. If you get yourself to the free throw line, boy, you've got to make teams pay there.
You know, Nell, it's an 8-point lead. The difference is 8 points. And we can look back at some inbounds plays.
Well, no question. I think Texas does a great job executing their inbounds plays. They work on them a lot. We see this in practice a lot. But Lang and Taylor both get good looks, and then Boyette with the just come back to the ball right there. But look at how many players are getting looks on inbounds plays. There's 8 points off inbounds plays. It's an 8-point ball game right there. You got to think that maybe this is the difference, but Texas spends a lot of time executing their inbounds plays.
A little too unselfish there as the turnover by Texas with 33.6 ticks remaining in the ball game. And Vivians is on the floor, so you cannot count her out.
You see Tasia Foreman pretty much face guarding her right now, just keeping the ball totally out of her hands.
And Texas will just hold on to this one. Dillingham will foul McCarty with 14.6 left in the ball game.
Well, it's been a tremendous defensive battle for both teams. A low-scoring affair. The offense wasn't as pretty as we've seen from Texas this season, but you just got to credit both defenses right now for really putting it on. Both offenses.
So one of the areas now we've talked about in our telecast is that Texas had, it seemed as though it had kind of gotten their turnovers under control. Tonight was a different story, though.
Well, that's what happens when you go against that pressure. You tend to force things offensively, which are going to lead to bad decisions.
23 for Texas tonight. That's a new season high.
Well, and you know, they were in that positive category where they had more assists than turnovers.
Yeah.
That is now going to reverse itself after this game. But again, when you go against pressure defense, it really makes you make some bad decisions. And I think we saw that tonight from Texas.
Let's take a look at their upcoming schedule.
Well, they've got a tough one. Look, don't count out Arkansas Little Rock. They beat Texas A&M last year in the NCAA tournament in College Station. That coach is excellent. Good friend of Karen Aston's. And Stanford, number 16, coming here to Austin. What a huge win last year. You were there, Fran, in Maples Pavilion.
That was a thrilling environment. That was an amazing environment. This Sunday, Texas will take on Arkansas Little Rock. That is Karen Aston's alma mater as well.
Right.
So a lot of good connection there for Texas's upcoming schedule.
And that Arkansas game, that's a Big 12 SEC matchup right there. Texas played Texas A&M last year.
Yep.
This year they're playing Arkansas, so that'll take place in Oklahoma, right?
That's correct.
Right.
That is correct.
Boy, that used to be a big rivalry when it was the old Southwest Conference.
It was. We played against Arkansas.
Yeah.
We played against Arkansas. They were great.
I remember Norm Richardson bringing his Arkansas Razorbacks into the Irwin Center going against Abe Lemons. There were some battles back then. Now, Mississippi State battling to the end. You got to like that about a team because this is a long season ahead of us. There's a lot more basketball to be played, and both of these teams are going to be a lot better come conference time.
And as Vic Schaefer said, nothing big is going to be determined in this game tonight. Just go out there, play basketball. Let's work on some things.
Great perspective by both of these coaches on what this game will give both of them tonight after it's all said and done.
What did you learn about these two teams tonight, Nell?
Well, I think they have a lot of offensive work to do. I think there's a lot to go back and learn. How do we score against pressure defense? We've got to set better screens. We've got to be able to execute and compete against tough man defense because they're going to see it again. They're going to see it all season long.
Imani Boyette with a big night for Texas, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Recorded her 30th career double-double, and as we mentioned, got her basketball for entering that 1,000-point club.
Well, she should be feeling really good about her game right now, coming off of a great performance at Tennessee, coming now into here back-to-back against two top 10 teams. This is a player, this is a big-time player, showing us some big-time moves tonight.
Nell, we talked about this before the game. This game was really going to come down to how well the two stars played, and Imani Boyette delivered for Texas.
No question about that. I thought she did some really nice things on the block, demanded the basketball, and also did a good job on the boards. Victoria Vivian's really struggled against the pressure. But Imani right here running the floor so nicely, and Brooke McCarty never afraid to throw it up to the big girl inside. But if you run the floor, you're going to get rewarded here at Texas. But great job in the paint of handling her business and scored in a variety of ways, not just diving down to the basket. We saw some really nice turnaround jumpers right in the face of the defense. But we're just watching Imani's game grow and grow.
And now Tyler Denning is standing with Imani Boyette. Tyler?
Well, Imani, you just had your arm on my shoulder. You said you're so tired. There were 3 minutes left. You had a block. You go down, you make 2 free throws. Then you had another block that was called a foul. What was your mentality to close out that game?
Coach Sean cannot hear this interview where you said I was tired. I'm not tired. But we got to work on finishing, and that's all it is. It's just us finishing in the grid of everything. Because they could have easily came back at any moment. So we were trying to bear down us seniors and make sure we set the tone, and we didn't let them come back.
How about your mentality on a whole? You got a double-double. You seemed happy with that?
I did. We didn't have rebound star last game, which is like whoever gets 10 rebounds, and Coach was very upset about it, so I tried to get it. My goal is to average a double-double this season, so I got to do better at rebounding.
Coach has talked about this team handling success. You get the win on the road against Tennessee. You come home, 2 wins against top 10 teams. What does that mean?
It doesn't mean nothing, really. I mean, they're both great teams, and it makes us feel better that they were winning, but we're focused on us right now. None of these rankings are going to mean anything until April, so we're just trying to make sure we keep our head down and keep working.
All right, if you're going to give me the coach speak, where do you guys need to get better?
Personally, I think I need to get better in finishing, and I helped up a lot on offense and gave their post players easy buckets. And we just got to make sure we slow down on offense. We kind of threw the ball around a lot tonight, so we just got to make sure we're focused and we're focusing from top to bottom.
Well, I saw your husband in the crowd tonight. Were you showing off a little bit?
He's going to yell at me about things tonight. I wish I was showing off.
Best athlete in the family?
Me.
Well, congratulations on the win. Guys, back to you.
Well, Imani, tell Paul Boyette that your team is 6-0, so simmer down a little bit. Nell Fortner, what you think about that performance by Boyette?
I thought it was outstanding. And she played 33 minutes. This is a kid who's really playing significant minutes on the floor and keeping herself out of foul trouble and scoring the basketball. Without Amani tonight, it would have been a real big struggle for Texas to put the ball in the hole. So she creates a lot of problems for defenses.
Was this game ugly because both teams love defense?
Well, I think so. I think that had a big part of why both teams struggled. The defensive end of the game is very important. And right now, this early in the season, that's going to be the strongest part of a team. Offense comes a little bit later. So we're going to see Texas become a better offensive team as they get closer to the conference season.
Did you think Mississippi State exposed some of Texas's weaknesses? And if so, what were those?
Well, I think yes. And the weakness becomes, and I think this is not just Texas, but a lot of teams, where's the mid-range jumper?
Yes.
Where's the mid-range game? And that's where, we see teams taking threes or having to get all the way to the hole. So I think for Texas looking, because we know they've got some mid-range jump shooters, LaShawn Higgs, Empress Davenport. You've got Brady Sanders, who we didn't even see her on the floor tonight. But, these are some kids who can really put the ball on the floor and score off the bounce. But when you've got a defense playing lockdown defense on you, it's hard to get those shots off.
So Texas moves to 6-0 tonight. A winner here against Mississippi State, 53-47, our final score. Be sure to tune in to LHN Friday at 8 Central as the Texas men host Samford. Coming up next, Texas Football All Access. For Nell Fortner and Tyler Denning and our crew, I'm Fran Harris saying so long from the Frank Irwin Center.